Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Is that too high? Is that better? How are we doing this fine evening? So that sounds just fine? Everybody can hear me clear? We got Vanessa A in the house. We got Carolina Moon in the house. We got Savannah in the house. Soul Shine for Jesus Christ in the house. Okay, just making sure that the vocals are on point. We got somebody that's going to be coming up and doing a Q&A. It's not going to be a long live stream. I'm also working on getting more men involved in this channel, on this platform, because, you know, they need a voice too, just to be honest. And I've been reaching out to a lot of men to come up and share their story also. So women can get an understanding how men feel, and men can get an understanding how women are when it comes to mental health. Like I say, communication is key. So I am just waiting for people to start coming in. And if I don't get a lot of numbers, that's fine, because they can watch the replay. So that's fine with me. Okay? I read you loud and clear, Vanessa. Elizabeth Lander, drive safely. Rogue Knox, how you doing? DJ Rogue Knox. Hello, Vanessa. You are up.
Hey, how you doing?
I am doing just peachy.
My picture is gone.
I
Oh
got.
well. Don't know what I look like.
Okay, so Daisy's in the house. I've been on Facebook, you know, trying to get some fellas to join and eventually come up on panel and talk also. So Vanessa A has some questions for me. I don't know what these questions are. She asked me if I wanted to go over them. Oh, there she is. You fell off.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you're good.
Okay.
You fell off and came right back on. I don't know what happened. That was awkward.
You're hearing me okay now, though?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm fighting my cat. He wants to be part of the Why?
So I told Vanessa that I want the questions to be a surprise because it's more real that way. If they're prepared, then it's not as real, in my opinion. You know, so you got a 5x5, Vanessa, so they can hear you.
Yeah, I'm here. I had
Yeah.
to get my cat
All
away
right.
from.
So we can start the questions if you want to.
Okay.
Everybody that's subscribed, make sure that we let people know in the chat to hit that bell notification, so whenever we go live, I go live, whoever's up on panel with me, you know, they get that bell notification and they're like, yo, let's go hear about all things serious. All right, so the floor is now yours, Vanessa.
Okay, I wanted to start from the beginning for people who may not have heard or are new to the channel. And my first question is, how did you feel before the SA took place? Like, were you a happy kid? Were things good in your life?
No, no. My life, believe it or not, my earliest memory, we were homeless most of my childhood. You know, you know, we weren't stable until I was 8, and that's when I moved into the projects. So, yeah, it was per se difficult. So,
Since it was difficult, and I'm not asking for details or anything like that, but during the assault, did you feel yourself change? Like, do you feel like
I
you
thought it was normal, to
changed?
be honest.
Oh, okay.
At the beginning, you know, when it was happening, I thought it was normal. It wasn't even a family member; it was a neighbor.
Was it
It was a
an
neighbor.
adult?
I have, you know, when they talk about PTSD,
Yeah.
if I sit here and talk about it, I can imagine it happening right now. Like the flashback becomes reality, like in my
Okay.
brain.
Yeah, I understand
So,
that. When did you try to, was this person an adult or a child?
oh, grown man, grown man.
Did you try to tell your mom or
Well, I didn't know how to communicate.
anything?
And then as I got older and found out it was a bad thing to happen, um, I didn't know how
So
to
like,
say anything. I thought it was my fault.
yeah.
I thought I was to blame.
Did your trust in adults, is that affected?
Oh, trust in men was affected. Like, if I go to the doctor's office, it's got to be a female doctor. If I go to the therapy or a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a caseworker, anywhere I go, it's got to be a female. As of late, I've been more trusting towards men,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I'm 42 years old, you know, something's got to change. I can't but it's a struggle. You know, I know how old I am. I know I'm a grown man. I know this, but some parts of my brain says, gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. So, yeah,
So
so
your
it's difficult.
relationship, yeah, your relationship with your family, like with your little brother, did
Oh,
that,
me and my brother, we have a rocky relationship because I grew up differently than he did. I grew up in a different era than he did. I grew up with struggles. He grew up a lot better than me. Just saying. We might have lived in the same apartment growing up. We might have lived together growing up. But when it comes to being raised, he was raised differently than me.
When you were around other kids at school and stuff, did you feel like you were different than them?
Oh yeah, I was an outcast. I was bullied. I was I was called names. You know, I
Did you
used to
look
get
at them
called.
and, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, did you feel like or look at them like they're happy, innocent kids, but you know a different side of life?
So I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it that they were privileged. That's how I looked at it. I looked at it that they were privileged. They had a better life than I did. They were better off than I was. I looked at it that they were privileged. You know, except for the kids in my neighborhood.
Hmm.
I looked at it differently. They weren't privileged. They were just like me. We were, you know. That's why,
Yeah.
believe it or not, there's this. Yeah, there's so many things I want to talk about, but there's certain things I can't say because it's just, yeah.
And this topic goes so deep too. Like these questions are just, I feel like surface questions, like the emotions and the trauma
Oh, yeah, I could get
and
even
how it
deeper.
affects.
I,
Yeah,
I I could get even
exactly.
deeper, but that would have to be for another platform.
Right. I wanted to ask, we know that some mental illness is hereditary. Do you feel like some of the struggles, like your anger, getting in trouble with the law, do you think some of that was the pain of the assault that you were just stuffing down and that's how it was presenting itself? Or do you think maybe it might be a little bit of both?
Um, I think it was the pain from the physical and SA. Having your life threatened as a child can cause issues mentally.
Yeah,
Imagine being
absolutely.
7 years old and getting your arm twisted behind your back, and you defend yourself because you did nothing wrong, and you're in pain, and you protect yourself, and then that person goes to your mother and says, "If I hit him again, he'll kill me."
Mm.
So I used to run away from home. They'd come looking for me, and I'd be hiding in a dumpster where they couldn't find me.
Mm.
Yeah, I'd hide in some of the craziest places because I didn't want to be found. Then once my mother and him split up, then I never ran away from home again. I felt safer.
Yeah. How do you think this affected your relationships with women?
With my mom,
No, with women, maybe relationships with women or like romantic, or you
well,
said you didn't trust men, so was it hard to have a male friend?
it's crazy to have more female friends than I had male friends because I can understand women better than men. I was raised around women. Um, I'm more connected to my emotional side than majority of men, but I'm also a protector at the same time. You know, I'm like the in most areas I live in, if there's children, I'm very protective. If there's children around, I'm like God uncle. You know, the uncle that will.
That's
I'm like
good.
the uncle that will go to prison for somebody touching them inappropriately or just even approaching them. I will confront you. I'm that uncle.
Yeah, it makes you very protective when you go through something like that towards little kids, especially when you get older. You hate to hear horror stories because it's hard. Do you feel like that did you feel like you needed to fix things for people like
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, I get that.
yeah, you
And
wanted to
that's,
be the fixer, make everybody happy.
yeah, that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
No. Learned that the hard way.
Or
Um,
some people turn to humor because of the trauma. They like to make other people feel better.
See, I thought trying to fix everybody's problems what was my calling, and I realized you can't fix everybody's problems. You have to fix your own before you can fix anybody else's. And I'm still fixing my problems, so it's kind of hard to, you know, it's like they say, how can you love somebody if you can't love yourself?
Right. So, what was the wake up call for you? What set you on a course of getting help and living
Okay,
a better
so
life?
I was in college, believe it or not. I was in criminology. One of my friends did a project on victims of SA, okay? And she gets to the very back of the project, the very end of it, right? And she says, this is what it does to the human brain. These are the side effects. These are the illnesses. And I'm like ready to break down, but at the very end is when I broke down.
Mm,
And you know, Pandora's box.
yeah,
That's when the key
that's
opened, the
one of
lock
those.
came off, and the box opened up, and everything just, you know, the train just hit you full force, and you're like, hey, this memory's gonna smack you in the face. This memory's gonna smack you in the face. This memory's gonna smack you in the face. Everything's gonna smack you at the same time, and you're not gonna know how to handle it.
Yeah, yeah. That's for a
So,
long time. For myself, I was able to shut that box with a quickness. But I
yeah, I
think
thought
after,
I could too, but now it's wide open, and the world
yeah,
knows.
yeah, I don't know the circumstances of how, well, I, I think it was a lost husband, and then you're just in a fog, and then I lost my mom, and then I lost my best friend, and this was all within 9 months. So I'm in a brain fog, right? And then
Yep.
the pandemic hits. My health went downhill in 2018. He passed away in 2016. 2018, I was medically injured, and then the pandemic, and you don't have, like, you've lost your support system, and you're alone with your thoughts. You don't have anything else to distract you, which I realize that's what I did my whole life. Always had a distraction. and now I'm face to face with everything. So it's been a journey for me too.
So like
But
I was
it's
an
struggle.
alcoholic. I was an alcoholic, right?
Right.
And that was my distraction, was the alcohol. I'd get drunk so I'd get high and I wouldn't have to think about reality. That was my distraction. And then it can only be a distraction for so long before reality hits you.
Yeah.
Reality finally hit when I was 30. So,
When it hit you, was it easy for you to ask for help or to go for help, or you
no.
just didn't?
I was sitting in my car, I was contemplating driving off a bridge. Like it was either, I'm either going to ask for help or I'm going to drive off this bridge. And then I started thinking about all the people in my past that took their lives and the damage it did to the people around them, even people like me. I lost 2 friends that way who took their own lives. And I said, you know what, I'm going to go ask for help.
You did.
And I did. And I'm here today because of it. And you know what I noticed is being around today, I don't see many men talking about mental health. Like, and what I mean by, you got these shorts, like I watch these like small little shorts on TikTok where they talk, okay, but they don't really talk. They just small expressions. They don't really talk. Like what I'm doing, really talking, breaking everything down to what goes on in my head. That's what men need to do more, in my opinion. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, fine.
All right.
Okay. So I have just a couple more.
Yep.
Um, since you exactly when you started your channel, like you came on YouTube,
Yeah.
you have to start a channel to do that. So when did you decide that you wanted to turn your channel into something that would help other people? The direction you wanted your channel to
It's an easy one. So, I've been part of Brittany's channel for almost a year.
take?
So, everything was fine, doing the whole Kylie Rodney case. But then when she came on with Quentin Simon, and I got up on panel and talked about my personal life, that's when I decided I wanted to start my own channel.
Big step.
It just took time. And now here I am.
Yeah, it's amazing how stuff like this is so hard to talk about when none of it was our fault. We sit in we sit with the trauma that happened to us, and the other person just seems to live their life,
Yep. Let me answer Daisy's statement. You know why so many men are afraid to ask for help? Because they're afraid they'll be looked at differently. In my opinion. That's my opinion. They're afraid to be looked at differently. They're afraid to be looked at as a weaker person. That's my opinion. Not realizing that ending your life on your own makes you a weaker person, in my opinion.
Did you find it hard to open up though, like to a therapist?
Yeah, I think it does. I think they find it hard to open up.
All right, so this last question I have is kind of two parts to it. How do you feel being in this community on YouTube? Do you feel like it's helping your mental health and helping you to open up more and finding more answers for yourself the more that you open up?
Repeat that again? Sorry.
No, that's okay. Being in this community that you're in, like not just the true crime, but being on Brit's channel, the friends you've made on here, and now getting your channel going. Do you feel like that's helping your
Oh,
mental?
it is. It's giving me. So I will tell you this: before Brits and before starting this channel, for the past few years, when I get depressed, I would shut myself off to the world, not be bothered by anybody. But then, you know, getting into true crime, it would give me something to look forward to every night, you know. You know, it give me something like a sense of self-worth. Like I have something to offer. I have a mind and I'm a very intelligent person. You know, I did go to college for something. I do have a brain for a reason. Might as well start using it instead of drowning in my own pity. So that's how I looked at it. You know, how my brain operates and how I think of myself is awkward um, because sometimes I put myself down and I shouldn't. Sometimes I make fun of myself and I shouldn't. But that's how I react to myself. You know, I'll put myself down and people around me like, why are you doing that? It's because that's how I feel.
I
You
do the
know,
same. Yeah, exactly what we're talking about.
yes,
And
Daisy, hibernating and shutting yourself off to the world does make it worse.
I had a friend tell me, she said that, you know, how people view you is completely different on how you view and think about yourself.
Yes,
Believe this about you or see it, even though you're saying this, you know?
yep,
But it's really how you feel about yourself. And I think a lot of people, whatever their essay was, however long it went for, whether it was one time or over years, they all have something in common. They all know where each other's coming from.
yep.
Okay, the second part of that question is, how do you feel being surrounded by a bunch of chicks on YouTube that adore you? Like this community, we adore you, A. Absolutely.
uh,
You're
well,
our protector, you're our big brother, you're our bouncer, you're our friend, and we love you.
okay, so like yesterday was hilarious, e- except for certain things. Certain things wasn't so funny, but that's neither here nor there. But no, um, it's a good question. See, I didn't expect to get into it, and everybody in Brittany's community just like, you know, love me because that's not why I did it. I did it because that case I became passionate about.
Mhm.
And then I became addicted to the whole true crime thing and talking to people and trying to understand certain cases and trying to break things down. And it just kept going from there. And then I became a huge supporter. And then you guys, I became a fan of you guys. And then I just fell in love with the community. You know, so I'm
We're
used to
glad
being
you're on
surrounded.
our.
Huh?
I said we're glad you're on our side.
Yeah, so I'm used to being surrounded by females, to be honest, because I was raised around females. Majority of my friends are females, so I just yeah. So it's to me it's nothing, but yeah, to some people it's important. You know, if I could reach out to every single one of you and give you a hug, I would. You know, every day I'd see you, give you a hug. Hope you're having a wonderful day. You know, or if you need to talk, I'm always here. Or if somebody's giving you a hard time, let me know. I'll take care of it. That's me.
I
So,
appreciate
and I've always been that way with people. It's just when it comes to trust, it's just harder for me to trust a man than it is to trust a woman.
it. For me, it's both, but I understand.
We got Alma Carrera in the house. We got Miss W. We got Rowdy Gal, Rody Gal, Diana, Soulshine.
Well,
Just wanted to say hi to everybody.
yeah, I hope the questions were okay.
Oh yeah, they were really good questions. They were really good questions. Questions I didn't expect, to be honest. Okay. And Brooke, since you're here, the recipe you sent me, I made it and put it over rice. It was really good. Thank you for that idea. Okay. But Vanessa, those questions were really good. I have to say that. I have to say
Thank
that
you.
they were really good.
Thank you. I just kind of, myself and things I see in myself and gone through. It's a little bit different, but the same. That makes sense. It can be hard
Yes, it can be hard.
until you open up. I find it hard to open up,
Oh,
especially therapy. I
te-
absolutely hate therapy. I know people say you should go. I've tried it.
so
Maybe I just
so
haven't found the right one.
so
I think
with therapy, right? You gotta want to do it. Okay. You know, just because somebody tells you to do it, no, you gotta want to do it. You gotta want to open yourself up, okay? It's not something you do, it's something you want to do. If somebody's telling you to do something, like people tell me, oh, you need help, you need to go get help. It didn't take until me realizing I need help to go get help. One day I will talk about alcoholism. I can't really talk about drug addiction because I didn't struggle with it, but alcoholism, that's a whole different story. You know, that's a, because that's genetic. Alcoholism is genetic. You know, passed down from grandfather to father to son. You know, it never skips. You know, I hope one day in alcoholism is struggle. To struggle. Because that's a taste in your mouth that never goes away. You just got to have the mental capacity. And yeah, that's another time. That's another video.
Yeah, I'm glad you were able to get a handle on that and realize it's a problem. I think those that don't realize it's a problem, they won't admit it to themselves. They can stop drinking for a while, but it's always going
Yeah.
to be a problem.
Alcoholism and drug addiction can destroy an entire family. They both can. I agree, Soulshine. And yes, Alma, I will have you come up. Can somebody post a link to Discord?
I'm glad you asked me to come
Yes,
up and
Vanessa.
help.
Thank you. And one day, if you want to talk about your struggles, you can. I can have you come up on panel and just let you talk. You know, because once you do it,
that.
huh?
Said I'll be praying about that one.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it'll get it off your shoulders. You'll feel a lot better. I'm telling you the truth. You know. You know that saying, only the truth can set you free. Am I right?
Yeah, I think I'm scared that if I do, the people are going to view me like I view myself. And uh,
We'll talk in the background, and I want to know how you view yourself. Okay. After the live, we'll have a conversation, and I want to know how you view yourself. Okay. Just a private conversation. You know, I don't. Just a conversation. You know, I want to get to know you as a person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't have to if you don't want to right away.
Yeah,
if you feel like talking, huh?
I understand.
I'm not going to force anybody to talk. You know. If the Discord link doesn't work, let us know.
Yeah, Daisy, I agree with that. Our worst critic.
Oh.
I was reading her comment. Thank you, everyone, for being nice in chat. It's a little
Soulshine, you're giving the wrong link. It's this link right here, Soulshine. That's the link. You're giving the wrong link. The link I just posted is the link. Just saying.
I think you're doing a good thing here, and I was talking to my son about maybe talking with you.
Yeah,
I don't.
I'd love to talk to you, son.
He's really. I have custody of him. He's really my nephew. I call him my nephew. He was my best friend's son, and she passed away. She was the one that passed away after my
How old is
mom.
he?
And he's 16, and what his
I,
dad and I mean he got married a couple months after my friend passed away. I mean it was disgusting. But he married a psycho and he's a psycho and just the trauma that they put him through and they moved away so I wasn't able to get to him as easy as when they lived here. So they'd let him come for summer break and that sort of thing because I basically helped raise him and his sister because my friend was so sick she couldn't do it and her husband was trying to help her, so I always had the kids. So he's basically my son.
so basically, you have custody of him right now.
Yes,
Okay.
he's doing good, but he won't open up.
He won't open up.
At certain times I don't push him. Some things I found out through a journal that he kept, which was heartbreaking, and then a little bit of stuff that he would share with me. I mean, he's opened up more. I've had him since October of 2020.
Well, I'll talk to him on a one-on-one basis. I wouldn't expect him to come up here,
Oh yeah.
you know, at that
I can-
age. No. Unless he wants to, that's all up to him. You know, reach out to teenagers too. Reach out to everybody, touch everybody, talk to everybody, you know. Reach in and grab their heart and say, hey, go with your heart. Yep.
He's a good kid. He's has a lot of his mom in him. And has a good heart. He doesn't give me any problems. I mean, I've been blessed with my daughter and him. I didn't have rough teenage years, and I'm so happy about that. My daughter is a bookworm and has always hated the internet and cell phones, so she's not into texting and being on the phone 24/7. My son hides in video games, and that's what I worry about. That keeps him distracted between school and video games. Because once that goes away, he starts thinking. And that's when the depression gets worse. Yeah, Elizabeth, he is gone, but he doesn't open up. The therapist. And I don't push him because, like Eddie said, you gotta want it. He feels comfortable talking to me and to my daughter, and as of right now, he
When he
always
feels
does.
comfortable, you
Exactly.
know, it's all on him.
Yeah. You never, if you meet him, he's shy. But once you get to know him, I mean, you wouldn't know that he's been through what he's been through. It's kind of scary too. You never know what's behind a smile, the pain.
No, you never do.
I just want him to be happy.
So I had a god brother. I didn't have a father, so I had a brother to look up to. And The last time I seen him, I just turned 15. And I haven't seen him since. Just turned 15. I wish he was still around. Like, he lives in Mississippi. But
It's gonna be great when you move down here and get closer. I'll only be an hour away from you.
oh, when I'm in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once I get down there, I can come visit and see him and hang out with him. You know, I can't do it all the time, but, you know,
Right.
do it here and there, you know what I'm saying? Get him out of the house, take him fishing or something like that. Does he like fishing?
Oh yeah.
Take him fishing.
He
I'm
just
not
doesn't
too
like
good.
the heat. Like in the fall and the winter, we're outside all the time because none of us in here can take the heat anymore. So
But, yeah, in the summertime, I'm always outside.
I wish I could be.
I go camping and everything else during the summer.
And that heat affects his asthma too. And I have to use an inhaler, so it just stays inside.
But Brittany's going to be going live in an hour. I saw that, unless it's changed. You'll look it
Yeah,
up.
Elizabeth, I'm not leaving it all on him. I understand that he needs to talk to somebody. I understand that. No worries. I love him. He's like one of my own kids, and I would never let my child suffer like
Yeah,
that.
6:45.
So no worries.
So I appreciate you coming up here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yes. So whenever your son wants to talk, you know how to reach out to me.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm on all social media platforms. I even created a Facebook for All Things Serious. So yes, you did, Diana. You made it into Discord. So if you want to be friends with All Things Serious, I am on Facebook now. I'll actually send you guys the link. All Things Serious is on Facebook now. I created a Facebook profile.
You want me to jump down?
Yeah, if you want to, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to stop you. You know, you're up here. You're basically my co-host for today. So, all right. I'm going to get the link. Okay. Actually, is there a link? How do I share? Oh. It's at All Things Serious on Facebook. Just so you know. It's at All Things Serious on Facebook. But I'm getting ready to jump off here. It's been a long day today, and I think I have to go pick up my buddy from the hospital, find out how he's doing, and Thank you guys for joining this session. Thank you, Vanessa, for asking those tough questions because they needed to be asked. I will let you
Yeah.
guys know later on today how he's doing, and we'll go from there. I wish you guys a blessed day, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow? No. I'll see you guys Sunday at 5 p.m. Because Friday and Saturday I'm off. So I'll see you guys Sunday at 5 p.m. So be on the lookout for Sunday. And I will talk to you guys then. Have a great evening. And I will see you guys in the other channel. Love you guys. All things
Bye, everybody.
serious. Out.
Bye, everyone.